I call this regular meeting of the Comal ISD School Board of Trustees to order at 7 p.m. on September 25th, 2025. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551071 through 551.089. Good evening, board members, district staff, and members of the audience. We will begin this meeting as we do every meeting. You are free to join me in standing as Russ Garner leads us in a word of prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag.
Good evening. Please join me in prayer if you are so inclined. Dear Lord, we come to you this evening with a mix of emotions. We are saddened by the divisiveness in our country and the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Please provide our national leaders with the wisdom and courage to bring us together as a society and as a country to ensure our American values and freedoms endure. Lord, we are also frustrated by the clickbait politics of our state leaders who find every opportunity to demonize public education. Please provide them with the vision and the terribly needed wisdom to understand the important role of public education for the future of our great state of Texas. Grant them the courage to fight for the 5.5 million students who deserve every opportunity to succeed. Lord, with all the trials, you also provide light, and Comal ISD is that light for our local community. We are extremely thankful for the leaders in this room and the 1,800 leaders on our campuses and the supportive parents of our district who come together as a team in Comal ISD to nurture 30,000 students and grow greatness. Every day we marvel at our students' achievements, which reflect your positive presence in our world and our community. Finally, Lord, please wrap your arms around our community members facing illness, injury, and loss. We especially pray for the Stanford family and our heavenly brother, Steve. In your name we pray, amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice. Honor the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to the
Thank you, Mr. Garner. Welcome, visitors. As a district, we dedicate all our efforts and resources to our motto, Growing Greatness. The board uses this motto to guide all deliberations, decisions, and actions. You'll get to see all deliberations, decisions, and actions of the board in open session, with the exception of some items which may be discussed in closed session, as stipulated in the Texas Government Code Section 551, commonly known as the Open Meetings Law. These items typically deal with personnel matters, consultation with our attorney, and real estate. For the record, the board members present are David Krasinski, Amanda Jones, Russ Garner, Jason York, Tim Hennessy, Amy Shaw, and myself, Courtney Biasotti. We constitute a quorum and may conduct business on behalf of the district. Before moving to the next agenda item, I'd like to remind you that the board will accept comments from citizens of the district and from district employees. Persons who wish to speak during public comment audience participation must have completed a form for this purpose and placed it in the designated location prior to the opening of the meeting. When the board addresses agenda item number 3, public comment audience participation, you'll be invited to the podium to speak to the board. The first agenda item is number 2, board recognition. I will turn it over to Ms. Camille Montoya.
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Chapman. We are excited to share recognitions with you this evening and appreciate the students and parents who took the time to join us to be recognized. Parents, please know you will be able to take photos after each group is recognized. We begin recognizing 2 elementary students who were selected as National Math Stars. This is the first year that Comal ISD participated in this program, which provides each student with more than $100,000 in mentorship, enrichment opportunities, and resources for the next 10 years or until high school graduation. Only a small percentage of students are selected out of thousands nominated each year. We are proud to have 2 third graders representing our great district. From Oak Creek Elementary, we have Trevor Guerrero. And from Mountain Valley Elementary, we have Liam Quaid. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, we would like to recognize a 2025 state champion who competed and won the UIL 3A Informative Speaking Contest. From Hill Country College Preparatory High School, we have Keshav Singh. And we also have the Hill Country Prep debate coach, Kaylee Corez. Yeah, y'all can get closer if you want. Congratulations. Our final recognition of the evening is for the students who participated in this summer's Texas Boys State and Texas Bluebonnet Girls State leadership programs. Annually, the American Legion and the American Legion Women's Auxiliary host rising high school seniors to participate in a 6-day crash course on government by creating their own. They run for office, host elections, conduct committee hearings, draft legislation, pass legislation, and more. Representing Comal ISD in this summer programs were the following. From Canyon High School, Jeremy Herrera Contreras. Hannah Gordon. Josue Perez. Lucas Schalweiss. And Ryan Smith. From Canyon Lake High School, Elijah Alford. Grant Cover. Isaiah Uristi. Marshall Gomez. Eden McPherson. Jasmine Rodriguez. Kaylee Russell. Dionisio Villavicencio. From Davenport High School, Gavin Galicia. Xander Abolos. From Hill Country High School, Brianna Schmeiz. Keshav Singh. Kylie Trexler. Isabella Villarreal. Russell Flournoy. From Memorial Early High School, Paris Shaw. Harrison Raynig. From Piper High School, Vicente Guzman. Kaylin Whirling. From Smithson Valley High School, Brielle Jang. Carly Nimmo. Reese Plake. And Liam Trainer. In order to attend Texas Boys State and Girls State, student must have their fees sponsored. This year, the following organizations sponsored Comal ISD students: Endeavor Healthcare, Optimic Tax Services, VP Painting, American Legion Post 179, Garden Ridge Lions Club, Walton F. Hoffman American Legion Post 179, District 14, Bulverde Spring Branch Chamber of Commerce, Thies Enterprises, ALA Texas Girls State, and American Legion Post 10. Come on up and let's get a photo. Congratulations. And that concludes this evening's recognitions. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us and celebrating your students. The next item on the agenda is number 3, public comment audience participation. Persons who wish to speak during public comment audience participation must have completed a form for this purpose and placed it in a designated location prior to the opening of the meeting. Before we begin, I will remind our audience members of the board's procedures for handling public comment audience participation. Anyone interested in speaking in person during public comment audience participation must have completed a form and listed the topic they wish to discuss prior to the start of the meeting. Each speaker will be allowed to speak once during public comment audience participation and will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes to address the board, dictated by board policy BED local. Because the board wants to hear from as many of you as possible while also keeping the meeting running efficiently, groups of more than 5 people who want to present a particular viewpoint on a topic should appoint one person to speak on behalf of their group. Please remember that the board cannot deliberate on any subject that is not included on the agenda for this meeting. Board members will listen to comments but will not respond or answer questions. We also ask that you not discuss students who are not your own child. The timer will be shown on the screen in front of you and will begin when you arrive at the microphone to speak. Again, the speaker's presentation will be limited to 3 minutes, and please remember to turn your microphone on. Our first speaker will be Mr. Kevin Samuelson.
Good evening. Over the last several meetings, I have gone through the Army values of leadership: loyalty, duty, respect, self-service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Only 2 remain. Tonight is personal courage, and after this, just 1 more. I am almost done. Personal courage means doing what is right, regardless of the consequences. My wife, a speech-language pathologist at Garden Ridge Elementary, was threatened to alter medical documentation. She refused. That is personal courage. The consequences of her reporting the violations were severe. The administration at Garden Ridge forced her out of her office so it would be used for their own purposes, even though there was more than enough space and conference rooms available in the main office. She was left to deliver speech services in the hallway, on the floor. That has not only stripped her of the tools she needed, it directly disrupted the rights of students whose plans required services in a proper setting. And instead of correcting the situation, she was given 3 options: quit, stay and be harassed, or transfer to 2 campuses at half pay. She chose the transfer so she can keep her grievance alive and continue standing up for students. That is personal courage. The question tonight is this: once my wife reported what happened, did the board and the district show personal courage of your own? You were not expected to know what happened behind closed doors, but once you were told, the law required you to notify parents that their children's rights under IEPs and 504 plans had been violated. Did you inform the parents, or did you choose to stay quiet and hope that no one would ever come forward and point out the violations? These are not abstract points. When my wife was forced to provide services in hallways and other public spaces, about 75 students were affected. Confidentiality was broken, services were disrupted, and parents had a legal right to know. The law required the board to notify them. My wife fulfilled her duty with personal courage. Personal courage comes in many forms. My wife showed hers. The question is whether this board showed yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samuelson. Next, we'll have Miss Adriana Bonilla.
Am I all set? Hello, board members. My child is a new student, and this is my new perspective. As I started the school year, I've realized there was a problem with your medical forms. I do know that there was several guidances according to the law of SB 12. The first link was sent on August 25th, 2025. I call this your absolute form. It was yes to all services or no to all services. I then received a message from my son's school stating the Senate Bill 12 and reading that if I hadn't sent all these forms or other parents hadn't by September 10th, then automatic consent was given. I'm not sure where this date actually comes from. I've read all of the 6 pages from the TEA, as well as I also read your school district's page. So there was several guidances that were kind of confusing because your parent square said one thing, your school district said another. So this is why I've addressed this through first my principal. Then I went through your school secretary, not your school secretary, your secretary here. And then I've also spoke to Michelle Kelly, who's in charge of your counselors. I've also spoke to Daniel Mendez. He's here tonight, which is fabulous. And I'm just here for true parental consent. And I just want all parents to be aware of your latest new form because they're not aware that there actually is a new form on your site. So The last I heard was that October the 1st, there's going to be a notification to all families that this form has been updated, and I'm just here for accountability to make sure this actually happens, because I'm keeping my word that I was going to go through all the proper channels. So I'm hoping that on your end and your communication, you guys are doing true parental rights, as your form does say that you want to be working alongside parents. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bonilla. Our third and final speaker is Ms. Debbie Leinbach.
Good evening, board members and community. The book Sold was challenged last year and remains available to students. Research from the University of Manchester and the University of South Wales, analyzing 68 studies, found that children who experience sexual abuse are about 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than those who are not. This is real-world harm we risk when our students are exposed to sexually abusive content. And exposure alone matters. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and Stat Pearls confirm that non-contact sexual abuse is still abuse. The CDC defines child abuse as any act that harms a child's emotional or physical well-being. Books with explicit depictions of rape, incest, and sex with minors normalize abuse and traumatize the children we are supposed to protect. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice bans Sold. Their criteria prohibits sexually explicit material involving minors, rape, or incest determined to be too explicit for the inmates. Yet this district still lists Sold as available on catalog in Canyon Lake, Davenport, Memorial Early College, Piper High, and middle school libraries. And I checked that to verify that they were still online today. If it is unfit for hardened criminals, how dare we hand it to our children? Senate Bill 13 was passed to stop this. It requires reconsideration forms to be posted online with no librarian or principal pre-approval. Forms should be easily located, not hidden in the EFB. And it places the responsibility for acquisitions squarely on you, the school board. Timelines are not set in stone. You have the authority to act decisively and immediately. I ask you, as parents yourself, would you allow this for your own child? The law makes you accountable. It's time to protect our students and remove Sold. Thank you. And I also want to take the time to thank you for displaying the 10 Commandments in the classroom, which is a powerful reminder of timeless values and commitments. And thank you for everything that you do. You do have a wonderful school district, as you can tell by all of the awards that you were given. So thank you.
Thank you. The next agenda item is number 4, Board President's Comments. And I just have a few things. Is Ms. Moffitt not here? Ms. Moffitt? No? Okay. I'm still going to say it. I would like to give her and her team a shout out. We were privy to the report last week at the workshop, the A through F rating review, and it was encouraging and exciting for Comal ISD. One of the board members up here stated how he wished every person in Comal ISD could have heard the presentation. And so I just want to thank her and her team for all their hard work and all the information they provided us. To Dr. Chapman, kudos to you for navigating these laws that are being thrown at you left and right, or thrown at us left and right, and implementing to ensure that Comal ISD is within the laws of Texas. So thank you. One exciting thing to mention, we were able to dedicate Mayfair Elementary on, Tuesday evening. And it was amazing. A beautiful school. The cafeteria was full, halls were full. And I want to send a special thank you to Tim for giving a heartfelt message to the room full of parents, students, and staff. You did a great job. So thank you. All right. The next agenda item is number 5, Superintendent Reports and Board Information, and 5A, Comal Commitment Quarterly Report, first quarter. Dr. Chapman.
Yes, ma'am. So every quarter we're providing you with a documentation showing promises made, promises kept, based on the collaborative vision that was developed by the 60 community members back in the spring of 2023. And it highlights the 6 priorities that the Board of Trustees actually established. So there's a copy there. It's also online, the QR code, you can find it each quarter, along with the annual reports are also in that same place. We'll also be sending the quarterly report and annual reports to the Collaborative Vision Committee that actually put this together. I also want to give a massive shout out today of the work that's been going on in Comal ISD. You know, we have 4 major initiatives: early literacy, MTSS technology, and CCMR. And the 2 big bookends near and dear to my heart are the pre-K, moving those babies in and making sure that they're reading on grade level by 3rd grade. And then the ultimate is whenever those 2,100 kiddos walk across the stage, they're college, career, military ready. And the law 2 years ago passed to say that you couldn't be an A campus unless you had an 88% college, career, military ready, and Comal ISD was at 64%. I am so proud. Prelim numbers for 24-25. The district is now at 89%. Canyon High School is at 88%. Canyon Lake, 93%. Davenport, 98%. Hill Country is 100%. Mex, 100%. Piper, 92%. Smithson Valley, 95%. Humongous gains. And so special shout out to the leader of that group, Mr. Wunderlich, Miss Pinkham, Miss Martinez, all the counselors, APs, and principals. We had a Google Meet today to just celebrate the exceptional work that they're doing with intentionality focus for the kids that walk through our schools. So you remember your board goal, 5-year goal, was 78%. We're on year 2. And so here we are at 89%. I can only see that going up for there. So just wanted to give them a massive shout out for the magnificent work that they're doing each and every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chapman. Are there any, board members, are there any questions regarding 5A Comal Commitment Quarterly Report for the first quarter? Okay, moving on. The next agenda item is 5B, Intruder Detection Audit Findings. Mr. Wunderlich.
Good evening, President Biasotti, board members, Dr. Chapman. The Texas Education Agency initiated intruder detection audits in June of 2022. As of today, TEA has completed 5 audits across campuses in Comal ISD. The following summarizes the key actions from the audits conducted on September the 8th and September 10th. Training for campus staff. In-person training was provided to all campus staff, emphasizing the importance of ensuring exterior doors are properly closed, locked, and latched. Development of a school safety improvement plan. A comprehensive plan of action was developed to improve school safety procedures. Review with the District School Safety and Security Committee. The findings from the audits and subsequent corrective actions will be reviewed by the District Safety and Security Committee on October 23rd, 2025. And notification of the board. Specific details of the findings are prohibited from being discussed in open sessions as per TEA guidelines. This concludes the presentation of the intruder detection audits and the corresponding corrective measures implemented. Comal ISD remains committed to the safety and security of all campuses, students, and staff.
I also sent you an email in detail from Mr. Wunderlich earlier this week of what actually happened. So, we can even talk about it further if need be in closed session, which there is a line item for that in our first of 3 closed sessions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wunderlich and Dr. Chapman. Okay. We will proceed to our next agenda item, number 6, consent agenda. The consent agenda is a mechanism that the board uses to approve a number of routine items together with a single vote. In compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the public notice for this meeting includes the list of all consent agenda items, and the board has been provided ample information about these items in advance. Prior to any actions taken on the consent agenda, board members may request withdrawal or individual items for clarification or discussion. Board members, are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda at this time?
Madam
Hearing-
President.
What? You have one?
No,
You making sure my mic worked?
I was gonna read the motion if you'd like me to.
Oh, I have to say one
Okay.
sentence. Hearing none and seeing none, board members, do I have a motion regarding the consent agenda? Mr. Garner.
Madam President, I move to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Okay. The next agenda item is number 7, items for discussion and/or action. There are no items removed from this consent that need to be addressed, so we'll skip to 7A and proceed. We will skip 7A and proceed to 7B. All right, the next item is 7B. Consider approval 2025-26 Comal Education Foundation MOU. I will turn it over to Dr. Lizette Goodlow.
Good evening, Madam President, Biasotti, members of the board, and Dr. Chapman. Tonight I'm presenting the Memorandum of Understanding between Comal ISD and the Comal Education Foundation. This MOU formalizes the partnership, ensuring alignment and accountability as we work together to enhance opportunities for students and staff. CEF is an independent nonprofit organization under the Texas Business Organizations Code. Recognized as a 501c3 tax-exempt organization, CEF is authorized to receive and disperse funds, property, and gifts to benefit Comal ISD. Operated exclusively for educational purposes, the foundation's mission complements the district's priorities. Some of the benefits include a clear framework for collaboration between Comal ISD and the Comal Education Foundation, accountability and transparency in the use of resources, expanding fundraising and community support opportunities, and it positions Comal ISD and CEF to work more effectively together towards shared goals. We are asking that the Board of Trustees take action on the Memorandum of Understanding between Comal ISD and the Education Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Goodlow. Board, is there any discussion? Ms. Shaw.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd just like to express I've been on the board as an ex officio member of the foundation for the last year and a half, and I just want everybody to know that the trajectory that the foundation is on, large part to your hard work, Dr. Goodlow, is really taking it to a new level. I know that there has been a lot of best practice sharing. You and the foundation leadership have visited a lot of education foundations to find out what's working elsewhere in districts like us, and I just want to applaud you for, particularly in this time of fiscal challenge, as we say, the Education Foundation is more important than probably it ever has been since it was founded in 2001, and I just want to thank you all for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Mr. Hennessy.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to follow up with Ms. Shaw. Ms. Shaw has been an excellent advocate for you guys. I know that she's attending all of your meetings. She comes back and fills us in as to what's happening when you'll have those meetings. So we are kept aware, and thank you, Ms. Shaw, for being a member of that committee as well, keeping us up to date. I will echo what Ms. Shaw has said. The trajectory that you have the Education Foundation on is incredible. It's a totally different thing when I look at it now, and that's a good thing. I'm very excited for the opportunities you're providing to our kids across the district. And as through the years, we've just seen it been growing and growing. And I know that it's going to continue to grow. I just want to say thank you for your leadership, and thank you to the Comal Education Foundation as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Garner.
Yeah, thanks. So I would just like to highlight one of the initiatives this year what I found pretty awesome is the outreach to our graduates, right, and our alumni. So Seeing that I have 5 alumni in my household, how can they get involved? Is it on the website, or how would that? How can they do that?
Yes, so on our alumni network, we have a section under community partnerships.
Awesome.
And they can tell us their story, because that's really the first part. We want to know where they're at, what they're doing, or where they've been since they left Comal ISD, and then we will reach out to see how they can come back and give back to our students.
Awesome. So any alumni that might be watching this could do just that. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Krasinski.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to point out that myself and Amanda Jones are number 7 and number 8 on the alumni list. So
I filled out the form online. I think maybe number 1.
I think you're going to be number 1. Is that right? Yeah. You'll be number 9. All right. I'd move to approve the memorandum of understanding between Comal Education Foundation and Comal Independent School District as presented.
I second.
Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, with a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
All right, the next item is 7C, consideration and possible approval of TASB Policy Update 125 and BE Local, final reading. I'll turn it over to Dr. Randy Davis.
Good evening, President Biasotti, members of the board, Dr. Chapman. Under the yellow cover sheet tonight is the TASB Policy 125 update and Policy BE Local. At the August board meeting, these policies were introduced for a first reading. Tonight is considered the second reading, and action is required for approval and adoption. Administration recommends approving Policy Update 125 and Policy BE Local as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there any discussion, board? Ms. Jones.
Madam President, I move to approve TASB Policy Update 125 and BE Local as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Davis.
Thank you.
The next item is 7D, consideration and possible approval of nominees for appraisal district boards. I will turn it over to Larry Guerra.
Thank you, President Biasotti, Dr. Chapman, and the board. So as you know, tonight we're bringing to the board for consideration the possible approval of nominees for board positions with our local appraisal districts. So you as the Board of Trustees can nominate a candidate for an open position by resolution in accordance with the Texas Property Tax Code Section 6.03G. So appraisal board nominations can be made for Comal, Bexar County, Guadalupe, and Hayes, the appraisal districts. So nominations, if you do nominate somebody, we have to submit them to the chief appraiser before October 15th. And as you know, administration defers to the Board of Trustees for the nominations.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra. Board, is there any discussion? All right, Mr. York.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to approve the resolutions for the nominations of Sean Alvarez and Case Brown to the Comal County Appraisal District Board of Directors as presented.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Mr. York.
Thank you, Madam President. For Bexar Appraisal District, Guadalupe Appraisal District, and Hayes Central Appraisal District, we have none, 0 nominations.
Thank you, Mr. York. And are you still up here? You are. Yes, okay. All right. The next item is 7E, consideration of possible approval of an order authorizing the issuance, sale, and delivery of Comal Independent School District's unlimited tax school building in one series at one time, levying a continuing direct annual ad valorem tax for the payment of the bonds, authorizing an authorized representative to approve the amounts, interest rates, prices, and terms thereof, the certain other agreements, procedures and provisions related thereto, and approving other matters incident and related thereto. I will turn it over to Mr. Guerra.
Thank you. So as you know, you have these in front of you tonight, and when bonds become callable, which means they're eligible for refunding, which is basically refinancing the bonds, we like to take those opportunities to help reduce what our interest payments will be over the life of those bonds. So there's a large amount that's callable at this point. So it's it can be a significant savings, which helps us with our INS side, which helps us with our capacity. So I have Mr. Westerman from Samco here to present to you tonight the unique opportunity we have to save a bunch of money.
Thank you, Larry. Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Chapman, it's always fun when we can come here talk about pleasant things, right? Good things, more good things the district is doing. So tonight we have the opportunity, as as Larry mentioned, to consider the refunding of some of the district's outstanding bonds. We are looking at Series 2016, which was a refunding issue in and of itself. Series 2017, which there was a new money, and then we also had a Series 2017, which is a refunding. And between the three of those, we're looking at the callable portion of those bonds, which they are all callable on February 1 of 2026, but we can refund them within 90 days of that call date. So as long as we close after November 1, we're in good shape time-wise, legally. And I might also mention Humberto Aguilera is here with Escamilla Ponic as bond counsel. The projected savings based on our current runs show that there's a total debt service savings potential of slightly over $18 million. It would be essentially looking like about $1 million a year in debt service savings that the district could achieve. Obviously, rates can move. This savings could go up or down a little bit by the time we get it done, but we're feeling good with the way the market is right now. The effective interest rate, or what we think the rate would be if we had sold it today, we could get around a 3.66% effective rate. The average rate on the bonds that we're refunding is 4.67. So that's where the savings is being generated from. And we do anticipate, we've applied for and anticipate getting the permanent school fund guarantee on this refunding as well. So for the consideration tonight is another order or parameter order which approves and authorizes moving forward with the refunding subject to certain parameters. Number one, that the size of the issue would not exceed $210,600,000, which is the amount of bonds that have the potential to be refunded. I'm not sure all of them will be efficient, so we may not refund them all, but we cannot issue more debt than what is being refunded. Number one, the maximum maturity is February 1, 2042, which is what the current maximum maturity of these bonds are. We would not exceed an interest rate of 5.5%, which that's just kind of a parameter out there. Obviously, it's not going to work at 5.5%, but and then we achieve a minimum present value savings of 3%. Currently, the present value savings is showing at about 6%, so we're well above that. And again, the purpose of this is to create debt service savings, and debt service savings obviously helps the district on the INS portion of the tax rate and helps to create capacity for future needs. And I think one of our favorite slides, and it's almost getting too big to keep on one page anymore, which is a good thing. But with this savings, and if we can combine this with the savings that were achieved before, we have, the district has seen an overall savings of over $188 million through various refinancings, early payment of debt, and different manners we've done to help save those dollars for the district. So what I think is also curious is if you'll look on here on the list on the left, Series 2016, when we did that issue, that saved $22 million when we refunded it the first time, and now we're getting some more savings out of it. The Series 17 issue it was a smaller amount, $3 million savings at that time. But all of these, again, we have that opportunity, and we're here hopefully to be able to take advantage of it once again. And a quick look at our graph of the municipal market data interest rates for tax exempt debt. And you can see on the right-hand side where the rates have been trending down, and that's what's helping us get to this point that this refunding is making sense. We'll be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Garner?
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, so not so much a question, but just some appreciation. And I, obviously this can be complicated stuff as we look at all these numbers, but this is truly important to the district and to our taxpayers. And so we certainly appreciate all the members of the team, Mr. Westman, yourself, and our internal team here in the finance department to the attention to detail to get us the savings, because this is critical to, despite our massive growth, the large bonds we've had to pass, and all of the growth because of the increase in the student population, we're able to keep our INS tax rate level. So it's important for our taxpayers, and again, that the bond capacity going forward is critical. So this is huge, and I thank you guys for finding every opportunity to find us savings as we go forward. So thank you.
It's a pleasure to work with the team. Larry, Jenny, we stay in close contact for what's going on.
All right, thank you, Mr. Westerman. Do I have a motion regarding this agenda item?
Madam President,
Mr. Krasinski?
I move to approve the order as presented.
Second.
Do we have any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Thank you. The next agenda item is number 8, closed session as authorized under Texas Government Code, including but not limited to sections 551071, 551072, 551074, 551076, 551082, 551081, 551084, 551089. Item 8A, pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.076, discussion and deliberate the deployment or specific occasions for implementation of security personnel or devices, or to deliberate a security audit, review intruder detection audit findings. Item 8B, pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.072, discuss the purchase, exchange, sale, lease, or value of real property. Audience members are welcome to remain in the boardroom as board members recess for deliberations. The time is now 7:47. We are now reconvening in open session, and the time is 8:12. The next item, number 9, consideration and possible adoption of a resolution authorizing the conveyance of a right-of-way in the northeast corner of US 281 and Ancestral Trail, Bulverde, Texas, 78163 to the Texas Department of Transportation.
Madam President,
Mr. Krasinski.
I move that the board adopt the proposed resolution authorizing conveyance of the right-of-way at the northeast corner of US 281 and Ancestral Drive, Bulverde, Texas, 78163, to the Texas Department of Transportation, authorizing the board president to execute the conveyance documents, granting authority to the superintendent to execute any other documents necessary to complete the transaction, and instructing the secretary of the board to attach a copy of the approved resolution to the official minutes of this board meeting for the record.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right. All those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. The next agenda item is number 10, closed session. As authorized under Texas Government Code, including but not limited to sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, 551.076, 551.082, 551.0821, 551.084, and 551.089. Item 10A, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to the possible proposed termination Tyler Thrash's probationary contract during the contract period for good cause. Item 10B, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, consider and discuss issues related to the possible proposed termination of Tyler Thrash's probationary contract during the contractual period for good cause. Audience members are welcome to remain in the boardroom. As board members recess for deliberations, the time is now 8:15. We are now reconvening in open session, and the time is 9 o'clock p.m. The next item is 11A, consider and take possible action regarding superintendent's recommendation to propose termination of Tyler Thrash's probationary contract during the contract period for good cause. Is there any discussion?
Madam
Mr.
President,
Garner.
I move to authorize the superintendent and legal counsel to proceed as discussed in closed session.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. The next agenda item is number 12, closed session, as authorized under the Texas Government Code, including but not limited to sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, 551.076, 551.082, 551.0821, 551.084, and 551.089. Item 12A, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to Level 3 grievance. Item 12B, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074 and 551.082, hear and consider Level 3 appeal of the timeliness dismissal of grievance of A, B. Audience members are welcome to remain in the boardroom as board members recess for deliberations. The time is now 9:01. We are now reconvening in open session, and the time is 10:04 p.m. The next item is 13A, consider and take possible action regarding the Level 3 appeal of the timeliness dismissal of the grievance of AB. Board, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion regarding this agenda item?
Madam President,
Mr. Garner.
I move to deny the former employee's Level 3 appeal and uphold the administration's decision at Level 2.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those with a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. Our last agenda item of the evening is item 14, adjournment. I would like to wish you a fun and safe fair day tomorrow. We'll be cheering on both the Rangers and Warriors tomorrow night at the Comal Bowl. We are honored to once again participate in the Comal Education Foundation Golf Tournament taking place Wednesday, October 8th at Canyon Springs Golf Club. This annual event continues to bring our community together in support of education. We will hold a board workshop on Thursday, October 9th at 6:30 p.m. And our next regular scheduled board meeting will be held on Thursday, October 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Support Services Boardroom. Ladies and gentlemen, there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 10:05 p.m.